Okay, imagine you walked into your apartment after a long day and the first thing you hear is music, like loud music, the kind that says someone is either in love or in trouble. Now that is how this episode begins. Not with heartbreak, not with drama, but with noodles. Kathleen opened the door and freezes because Nadia does not cook unless something is being celebrated. And this isn't background cooking, this is dancing in the kitchen, barefoot, steam rising like a movie scene, cooking. And that is when you know something has shifted. Nadia isn't surviving anymore, she's glowing. And that glow, it makes Kathleen nervous because healed Nadia is unpredictable Nadia. Nadia got startled when Kathleen walked into the kitchen, and then they laughed and joked, and Nadia almost dropped her spoon screaming. And for the first time in months, the apartment doesn't feel heavy. It feels alive. But here is what makes this seem powerful. Nadia took a day off work. If you've been following this story from the beginning, you will know that doesn't happen. Other people go to work to make money and put food on the table. Nadia was a living epitome of her work. So to take a break off work and worse, to hand over a £400 million project, which she was handling at the time, to a colleague that she doesn't even like. Now tell me, that isn't suspicious. If you've ever walked yourself to exhaustion just to avoid a feeling, please put in the comment I see you. And if you're already sensing something big is coming, make sure you like this video because we're just getting started. Nadia eventually invites Grace, and after the long time of malice, she apologizes. And listen, this isn't just dinner, this is reunion energy. The kind where nobody knows if they're allowed to laugh too loudly, the kind where apologies sit at the edge of the table waiting for courage. And then it happens. Grace apologizes, not dramatically, just honestly, for Carl, for knowing, for trying to protect Nadia the wrong way. And Nadia, she doesn't explode, she doesn't accuse, she realizes something. She wasn't heartbroken because of Carl. She was heartbroken because she chooses fantasy over family. And that's growth. They hug, and it's not cute, it's sacred. 3 girls who survived Nigeria, survived fathers, survived betrayals, survived themselves, re-anchoring, then silence. The safe kind. And Nadia says 5 words that change the atmosphere completely. I'm going back to Nigeria. Not to visit, not for a holiday, to the palace, to the root of everything. And the air in the room shifts instantly. Because healing in London is one thing. Healing where it all started, that is war. Her friends knew what that palace represents. A father who couldn't love her, a wife who resented her existence, stepchildren who saw her as a threat before she even understood power. And now, she's wealthy, she's influential, she could buy the entire kingdom if she wanted to. You think they're going to welcome her? Oh, please. Crowns don't make men righteous. And poison wears perfume. Kathleen and Grace tried to convince her, but when they realized her mind was made up, they offered to go with her at least. Then came the real shocker. She already booked the flight next week, alone. She knew they would try to stop her or accompany her, so she made a quick move. And that's when they realized something very important. This isn't impulsive. This has been brewing. The noodles, the dancing, the days off, it wasn't celebration. It was peace before battle. Seeing that her mind was made up to face this alone, Kathleen eventually does what any friend would do. She advises her, tells her not to eat anything there. Grace warns her about men and their crowns, and Nadia, she just says, I know. But the thing is, hope lives inside that sentence too. And hope is dangerous when you're walking back into a lion's den. So what's gonna happen is, next week, Nadia boards that flight. And when she lands, the palace won't be ready. And neither would she. And that's what makes this all terrifying. Now, if you think going back is brave, comment brave. If you think it's reckless, comment reckless. And subscribe, because the palace chapter begins next episode. And not everyone survives a homecoming. Now, thanks for watching. And I'll see you in the next episode. Also, if you have an idea of what will happen next, Put it down in the comment section. I want to know what you think.